Hey, this is Teaching for Women. So, if you heard my brother, you should come to straightasthegate.net, okay? Because the whole world's deceived, right? And the harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. We are called, we're all called. Yeshua called all of us. Mark 13, he says, what he said to the porter, he said to all, watch, or he's going to come onto them like a thief in the night. Ezekiel 2:3 and 33. You're supposed to enter into the work of the prophets and reap what they sow. And that's warned his people of the coming destruction, that they need to get in covenant, start keeping the 10 commandments and eating clean, keeping the Sabbath day, dawn Saturday to dawn Sunday. The testimony that the Son would come bring us is the refreshing of the covenant in Acts 3:18 through 24 and Deuteronomy 18:15 through 19. Everything desired at Horeb in the day of the assembly, Deuteronomy 5, the 10 commandments. That's what the prophets wrote that he would bring us back to. Finishing the sacrificial law, bringing us back to the Holy Covenant. And yes, Matthew 10, he tells you your enemies are going to be of your household. He didn't come to bring peace but division, right? And father will be against son, and daughter-in-law against mother-in-law. So yeah, your enemies are gonna be of your household. Yeshua says, who is my mother, my brother, my sister? Those who do the will of my Father in heaven. And he doesn't call you servants, but friends, John 15. And if you are truly following him, John 14:12, the works that he did, you will do also, and greater works. That's loving God and loving neighbor. Deuteronomy chapter 6 and Leviticus 19:15 through 18. To do righteous judgment. The reason why he gives you the spirit of truth in John 14 is John 16, to reprove the world of sin. Be his watchman. What he said to the porter, he said to all, watch. Ezekiel 2:30 and 33. Enter into the work of the prophets. That's what we're to do. Warn his people of Jehovah's coming judgments. Bless them in Acts 3 to turn them away from their iniquity so they can repent. So if you hear my brother in his heart, we are looking for Jehovah's lost sheep, because his lost sheep will not hear the wolves in the churches, the liars, the Jeremiah 23 pastors, the Ezekiel 34 pastors, but they will hear his voice, John 10. And he was hated. He tells you, you'll be hated if you follow him, John 15. But he doesn't call you servants, he calls you friends who do the will of his Father, who love him and keep his commandments. That means to keep the 10 commandments and love your neighbor as yourself, to rebuke them of their sin, do righteous judgment, blow the trumpet, warn them, to turn them, blessing them, turning them away from their iniquity. And whether they hear and whether they forbear, tell them anyways, and it won't be in vain. Because if they forbear and they find themselves in tribulation, Jehovah's going to bring all that back to their remembrance. And they'll know that there was a prophet amongst them. And not that you are a prophet or any of us are prophets, because the prophets were until John. But we are to enter into the work of the prophets. The only thing that we can covet is to prophesy. And he'll send you the Spirit of truth if you love him and keep his commandments, so you can reprove the world of sin, John 16. Because it will teach you all things, the knowledge of God. So you can bring light to dark sayings. Be a light to the world, just like Yeshua was. And you're going to be hated for it. That's why the Beatitudes were written to the servants of God, those that mourn. Those that eat the scroll in Revelations 10 and Ezekiel 2 and 3. Sweet in the mouth, but bitter in the belly. Because it's so sweet to know that you know the truth. But it's bitter because you know your family's going to reject it. And they do. They reject it. And they're going to reject you. And they're going to persecute you for it. They're going to hate and despise you for Jehovah's righteousness. They're going to despise you for his name, Yeshua. Publishing salvation, Yeshua. When you tell them that Jesus is Baal, the Antichrist, the one who came in his own name, that they receive because they don't have the love of God in them. John 5:42 and 43. They don't keep the Ten Commandments. 1 John 5:3, the love of God. And it hurts. But the promise to the servants before tribulation that do the work before tribulation is that they can save their family. If they have an unbelieving husband, he's sanctified through the believing wife, the one that's the believing spouse that's obedient, and their children who were once unclean are clean. 1 Corinthians 7. But if you don't, and you wait until you find yourself in tribulation, you can no longer save your family. You can only save yourself. So if you hear my brother, we're trying to find Jehovah's lost sheep and rise them up. So come join us at straightisthegate.net. Message me, message my brother. We're happy to go through the scriptures with you.